Hey y'all, Jordan from Carolina Sewnvacraleigh back here, and today I'm going to be going over probably our most requested video, which is home maintenance for machines. So this is for the people who use your machine a lot and you maybe use some more fibrous and cotton kind of materials that sheds and gets like lint and that dust debris down in your bottom. Maybe you get some thread caught in your take up from time to time. I'm going to show you how to take all that apart, clean it out, and put it back together. This should help you with some light troubleshooting at home if you're having weird issues, and it can also help cleaning get you in between your yearly services. So I'm going to bring you over here, show you what you'll need for it, and get started. Okay, so I'm on this ugly rolling cart, but I'll be able to move this around and reposition it to get all the angles that I want. So you're not going to need a whole lot to do this. You need kind of a medium-sized Phillips head screwdriver. This is optional, but you may need it just depending on what you're trying to achieve. Just some tweezers. These are the Floriani tweezers. I like these. I feel they have a good spring and they're very sharp and precise at the end. You just need one of these, a quarter or a nickel. This is what I'm going to use to take the needle plate off. I'll show you that in a second. You can also use these to tighten and loosen your needles. Oil, if you need it, which just depends on what you're trying to achieve again, but I'm going to show you how to do it regardless. Canned air, that's right, I use canned air. This stuff is perfectly safe for your machines, especially if you're getting them serviced yearly. Anything that you blow deeper into your machine, I'm going to blow it right out when I take all your covers off. So this is going to help you get a lot of that dust out that vacuuming, quite frankly, just doesn't get. So this is great stuff. You don't be too particular here. This is just an adhesive remover. I can show you some different applications where you might want to use this as well. This is a 3M. I've found it to work pretty good. I used to use the DK5 a lot. We used to sell it, but I haven't found a distributor. I found it on Walmart.com like a couple years ago, but I haven't found it since. That stuff's pretty good. This works pretty well too. So first step, I'm gonna start at the bottom here. So this is really the number one place it needs to stay clean. This is where your feed unit is. If it gets too compacted and you continue to use it, that is when potentially things can start breaking. So I'm doing this on the Baby Lock Brilliant. This can work for a number of models. I mean, probably 20 different models. So if yours looks anything like this, sorry about that, that's how this is going to work. I mean, they've been doing the same needle plate system for like 20 years. So all you have to do is push from the back towards you, with a little down pressure, and that'll pop right off. Set that to the side and don't lose it. You can take your bobbin case out. Just like that, comes out real easy. Grab your quarter or nickel, and you want to take these screws out right here. Be really, really careful to not drop them down in here, because it's possible that with what we're about to do that you'd be able to retrieve them, but it can still be a pain and you don't want to lose them down there. So I usually will have a weird angle, sorry. Loosen them up like that, and then I'll just kind of turn them by hand. It might not be raised enough, do that. Be careful not to drop this down there too. If you can, you may want to just leave the screw in the plate right here, and it can help take your foot off. I'm trying to work behind this camera, getting tricky. Alright, and then you should be able to lift this with the screws still on there, just like that. And that way you don't even have to worry about losing them. You set that to the side. There's a Phillips head screw right here. I'm going to bring the camera over so you can see it. Right in that hole there. So take your screwdriver. It's just normal screw, lefty loosey. Loosen that up. It'll come out, looks like that, and this will slide right off. And I recommend putting your screws back where they came from. That way you don't lose them and you know exactly where they came from. All right, next piece to take off is this front cover right here. Your machine may not do this. If it does, you'll have a hole right here with a screw in it. If you don't have a hole with a screw in it, your front cover doesn't come off. This is as far as you need to go. But if it does, there's a little set screw right in there. You can see it. Set screw means you don't have to take it all the way out. Just a few turns is all you need. And then the screw that's right here is a normal screw, and just loosen that up like that. And then this piece right here, give it a little gentle pull, popped right off. Lay that there, put that screw back in that hole so we don't lose it. All right, so this is as far as you're gonna need to go. This right here is your race hook. This whole assembly is where your bobbin case rides. Sometimes, depending on the age and use of your machine, you might notice some black or gray kind of dark colored residue in the back here. That's when you're going to use this adhesive remover I showed you earlier, or something like it, and just give it a little spray on top of there, and then you can take a paper towel with your tweezers, kind of rub it down to get it off. It likes to accumulate on top of this little raised part as well. Sometimes you can scratch that off with tweezers, but ultimately just a little spray of adhesive remover works great. Canned air. This machine is not particularly dirty. It's a floor model, so I typically don't expect them to be, but there's a little lint right here. I like to spray from this angle out. And depending on how dirty your machine is, you're going to get a lot of lint coming out, which can be very, very satisfying and nice to watch. Once you've achieved all that out, everything looks good, grab your oil, and all you need is a little drop, just like that. That's all you need. And that is really the basics of cleaning the bottom down here. So to put it back all together, you just reverse your sequence we just did. So I'm going to show you how to do that. First step is to put this front cover back on. So you're going to start right in here. It's got these little clips that need to fit on that cover. You'll almost like feel it fall into place like that. And then next thing you want to focus on guiding is this set screw. And again, it'll almost fall into place. And just to confirm, you want to run your fingers on the bottom right here and make sure you don't feel that seam off. You'll feel like almost like the plastic pieces are not, connected properly, because they won't be. But this is smooth, so you know you're good to go. Take your screw here and just start it, and that's righty-tighty, so get it just snug. You don't need to over tighten anything here. I put a little pressure on here before I tighten the set screw down. Not putting all my weight on anything, just enough to close it in, just like that. And now this side cover, it just slides right back on. Very simple. Take that screw, tighten that screw down same way. Just get it snug, don't over tighten it. This is where a sequence kind of has to occur. We took it out in order of this plate came off, the bobbin case came out, and the metal piece came off next. That's pretty much the same order in reverse that we got to do, but a lot of people want to put this bobbin case in first. If you do that, you'll notice that it can just run all these different ways, and that's going to wind up with a broken bobbin case. So what you want to do is put your metal plate back on first. Best way to make sure you're doing this properly is to line your feed dogs up through those holes. And that's the best way to confirm that you're doing it right. And then you can come in here, tighten that down. Don't over tighten one screw before you've started the next one, because it'll shift this plate off potentially. You do want to get these pretty tight, because you do not want this plate shifting while you're sewing. So definitely, I'd probably say crank down those as much as you can. Now your bobbin case. You might be able to see it here if you blow the video up in full screen. There's a little white dot right there. Your bobbin case has a white arrow to match. Those two are going to point at each other. So hold your bobbin case like this. Put the top down in first, and it literally falls into place. If you have to fight it, you're probably doing something wrong. Make sure you do not touch your hand wheel during this process, because if you get your needle position off, this is going to be almost impossible to get in like I just showed you there. So that's good. Now you can take this plate and it'll fall into place like that, and then you just push forward and you're done. You're good. You've cleaned, oiled, took this apart and put it back together properly. Next step is the top here. So I've moved things around a little bit. This is the top left side cover of your machine. For most of them, this is going to be where it's got like the Baby Lock logo. It's right there. So 2 screws. Move it back just a hair. These screws are going to come all the way out. On some Baby Lock models, particularly some of the older ones, even just a few years old, sometimes they will have just one screw towards like the middle here, and they'll have another one on the back somewhere right about there. If yours is like that, it's really the same kind of setup, but this screw that would be on the back is just a set screw. So once again, 2 or 3 turns, that's all you need to get it off. And then this screw would come all the way out, and then your cover would slide off just like that. Put your screws there so you don't lose them. So for some of you, this may be the deepest you've ever seen inside your machine. It might be look a little scary because all the metal and moving pieces, but it doesn't have to be. There's not a whole lot that you need to address here. There can be some accumulation of lint and stuff like that up here. Just canned air, blow it out, simple. Get all the angles you can just to make sure you get all that junk out. This right here is your take up. I'm gonna try and turn it so you can see it, but you don't have to turn it. If you ever do have to touch your hand wheel on these machines, make sure you always turn it and rotate it towards you. So right here, you'll see like a little brass piece, different color than everything else. That is really the only spot where thread can get caught up and tangled. It can get caught up so much that your machine gets locked up. It can get caught up in the point where it just breaks and shreds your thread. A lot of little things can happen from it. If you catch it, you know, in your routine like you're doing here, usually not a big deal. I don't have any, but what you can do is take tweezers. That's why I love these. They're short and sharp, so I can usually get the tweezers around the thread and pull it loose. You can trim it and cut it and get it out that way if you need to. If you're not able to do that after, you know, several attempts, different ways, and it's not working, it might be a little too taut and this screw has to get removed, which means a lot here has to get removed, so that's where you'd have to bring it in. But in a lot of cases, you're able to just do it that far. If you do that, sometimes that thread can get hot and take a lot of the oil and lubrication out. So a little drop of oil right there is helpful if you have to remove thread like that. This part is optional. This is kind of getting into a more advanced area, so if you don't feel comfortable doing this, don't do it. Don't go this far. If you've talked to me and I've said something about tension discs with thread in them or something like that, this is what I would check, because sometimes when thread breaks from here to here, it can get stuck right in here where your tension discs are, which is relatively easy to fix. It's the problem is this cover is easy to get off, can be hard to get back on. So if need be, maybe you've already taken this off before watching this video and now you're trying to figure out how to get back on, this is really the primary reason I'm doing it. So I wouldn't recommend taking this off in your routine maintenance. This is just normal screw. And then it just comes out like that. And what you have to do is almost pry the back up and then pop the front. And it sounds like you're gonna break it, it almost feels like you're gonna break it, but I've never broken one. Now right here, you might be able to see them move right there. That's your tension discs. I'm raising and lowering the foot, the presser foot, which opens and closes your tension discs, if you didn't know. That's why right now foot's up and these discs are open. That's why it's very important to always thread your machine with your foot up and not down. So right there's your tension disc I'm showing you. You can take your tweezers or even a flathead if you need to, and a flashlight, and open those up, move it around, and just check for thread. Sometimes in these clips down here it can get caught too. Really hard to see down in there. This check spring right here can catch some thread sometimes. You gotta be real careful about that. Yeah, if you've already taken this apart, or you talked to me and I said, you know, I want to check this out, this is for you. Otherwise, you know, you don't need to come this far. But I'm gonna reset you back up and show you how to get this guy back on. So I like to get this metal piece right here in between there first, and get that bottom piece clipped in there, and then push it back, and just like that. And you'll bring, well, I'll bring you to it, but you'll check this seam all around here and just make sure it all looks good, because if there's any kind of gap, you didn't do it right. You might just be able to put a little pressure on that gap and fix it like that. Another way you'll know is if you didn't do it right, your screw won't line up. So I think I can see in the camera, you can actually see that screw hole very well, but take your screw, tighten it down just like that. And for the side piece right here, I like to go ahead and take my screws out of the side so I don't lose them, and just slide it back on. It can be a little wonky sometimes, but you just have to make sure your up and down and front to back is level, and it'll slide right into place. You can bring them screws over here and again tighten them down just snug. Don't over tighten them. Just like that. And you can plug your machine on and try it out, make sure everything looks good. I hope that helped y'all out. I appreciate you watching. See you next time.